Rabbi Wilhelm.
How are you?
Baruch Hashem, look at this. I'm so impressed with the gifts that you're giving the Chadar Ramansi with such richness. And also this, everybody gets a bow and arrow, and also they got like a donut from Havajava. is that the deal?
Yeah, that's my Seder L'derech. Taking a ride with you, I've been saying, I think the halacha should be that if I take a ride with you, I should take my talis and tefillin and a challah and wine, because you never know where we end up for Shabbos. Anyways, so
by the way,
yeah, you have a good joke?
Before you
oh, here it goes. Let me hear a joke, yeah?
Before you start, it's not a joke, it's a real story.
Yeah.
Basically, like I came to your house to Mashlim Minyan,
yeah.
to Rabbi Shochat, and it was really nice. But I have to say, I have to tell you a little secret.
Yeah.
That I had to go to the restroom. I'm only human. And when I came to wash my hands, I overheard this conversation between your wife and one of the guests over there, another lady.
Yeah.
And they basically are correlating that their husbands have a problem with biting their nails. So after that lady was feeling so frustrated, your wife, she basically said that she has a solution for this with her husband, which happens to be you.
Okay. No.
That ever since she did a certain something, you stopped biting your nails.
Yeah.
So that guest was so curious. What did she do? What did she do?
Yeah.
So she said, oh, it's very simple. I hit his teeth.
Disclaimer, the story, Lahadam. For all those who are excited to hear Ben Sion's voice and his jokes, you should know that I don't know what happens, what he drinks before he goes to sleep, or when he wakes up with these funny jokes, but this is a disclaimer. Okay, anyway, let's get to the point. People don't want to hear corny jokes early morning. They want to get a boost of Torah energy. So it's Parshas Emor. Parshas Emor is a collection of so many different things. There's the karbanas of the Yomim Tovim, and then there is the laws of Tumah. So there's one point at the end of the parsha. I think I saw Chassidus Pshat that I think that tells us how do we serve Hashem. A harmless pasuk, if you could use that word. Make behema yishalmena, make nefesh yumas. What does that mean? If you heard a person,
it's pretty harmless.
It's pretty harmless. If you heard a behema, you pay. If you heard a person, Rahman al-San, you could get killed for hurting a person, killing a person. So I saw Chassidus Pshat. You know that us in this world, the Eibush placed us in this world constantly to have struggles. I once saw a mimer, I think from the Alter Rebbe, and the question was such a crazy question that I don't even remember the answer. I remember the question. The Gemara says in Kedushin that the Eibush says, Barasi Yetzirah, I created a Yetzirah, Barasi Tavlin Torah, and an antidote to fight the Yetzirah. I created the Torah as a spice, as an antidote to fight it. So the Maimer asks, Klotz Kasha, Kum Tachois, you know how you go this? Kum Tachois, that the purpose of the Torah is to be a Tavlin, an antidote, a medication against the Yetzirah. So in theory, if we didn't have a Yetzirah, we didn't need the Torah. Could you say that? It's only because of the Yetzirah the Eibush gave us the Torah. Anyways, there is a lot to talk about the Gemara, but my point is, the Eibush to put us in this world with challenges, and only because of the challenges, if you succeed, you're able to get to the higher level. So I saw Chassidus Pshat.
Wait, so how?
Whoa. Hello.
Oh,
you're like the kid, right? And Hashem said, oh, Rebbe, what did Eibush say? Give me. We have the daily struggles between the Nefesh Bahamas and the Nefesh Elikis. The Nefesh Bahamas wants you to eat these things. He wants you to go playing soccer and at any time, even on that of Shabbos. He wants you to do all these crazy things. And the Nefesh Elikis says, steig, kochen steig, learn, daven, be a chassidus ingaman. The daily, constant struggle. So, make behema, if you hit the behema out of you, you knock the nefesh Bahamas out of you, Yishalmena. Yishalmena means Yashli Mena. You're actually going to become a Muslim. You're doing your job. You're becoming shleimless. Make nefesh. If Rahman al-Islam, you're hitting your nefesh Elikis, You're not letting it do its job. That's not good. Then you're not living. Then you're not really living. You like that? So that's the difference.
Good.
Okay, so now, how does a person overcome these challenges? There's a way with a milchama, a big fight, and then there's a way gelassenheit, benichusa. This is a lesson you can learn from the beginning of the parsha. All the Mefarshim talk about and say why. Most of the times when the Eibusha tells us a mitzvah, it says vayedaber, vayedaber. Suddenly over here, this week's parsha is called Emor. Emor is a lashon raka, very softly. It's also a bunch of mitzvahs of how you stay aloof, how you make sure you're pure. Why is it Amira Lashon Raka? So the Eira Chaim HaKadosh says that one of the reasons is because over here in the beginning of the parsha, the Eibush is telling to the Kohanim how you have to stay pure, stay away from Tumah, and he's telling them because you are so special, because you are my main people, you can't be there, you can't go with Tumah. See, the way a person realizes, thank you, oh boy, the way a person realizes how to stay away from trouble is in two points. First of all, only if it's spoken and then taught to him in a way of Amor B'Lashon Raka, and when you tell him, don't do that because you're better than that, you're more special, you're a kohen, and the Rebbe would always quote that famous Rambam: every yid could act like a Levi and realize that we are the Am Segula. It says in Chassidish Svarim, the most disgusting midah a person can have is gaiva, arrogance. But sometimes a person has to use gaiva to overcome the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara comes to you and says, do this, do that, do that. You say, are you crazy? You know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm the son of this, and I'm Moshe Rabbeinu's descendant. I'm Avraham. There's no way I could do such a thing. And that gaiva works on your side to overcome the challenges of the Yetzer Hara. The last thing I want to remind everybody, before we talk next time, we're going to be passing over two great big Yomei Helula. According to the tradition, I'm sure Betsy maybe doesn't know this. Pesach Sheni, which is Yudal of the year, is the yahrzeit of Rameir Balanes. And on next week is Lag BaOmer, the yahrzeit of Shimon Meichai. Two great Tanoim that became famous for bringing light into the world, bringing Emunah into the world. And one very important point that I'm not going to elaborate is that their mission in life was to help other people. What could I do? And both of them, Rameir saying, whenever a person is in trouble, she'll say, El Kod Meir Anena, and he's here to help. And it's so too, Rav Shimon Gamliel, the Rebbe points out, that after being in the Meira for so many years, the first thing he says is, what could I help? What could I help? So Ben Zion, when you go to the list of people, when you go out to the bus stop, turn and you see all those people, I want you to show me how you go over to them and say, could I offer you a cup of coffee? Could I offer you a Danish?
That's a good idea. I'm going to take your coffee and get offer it to them.
All right. All right?